Okay, this video is going to be about embouchure and posture. So you can't see me right now, but I'm sitting up nice and straight. My feet are flat on the floor. My chest is lifted, my shoulders are relaxed and down, and I have plenty of room to breathe. The embouchure is what we do with our lips and our mouth and our faces in order to make sound, and I'm going to go through the different instruments and show you how to play and what to do with your mouth to make a good embouchure. The first would be a brass mouthpiece. I have a trumpet one. It would work for the baritone, the trombone, anything that uses the brass mouthpiece. You can use these tricks to help you start make sound. So I want you to think of making the letter M, and so saying M. And so our lips are pressed together. Nothing is ever crazy tight. You never feel like you're going to pop or explode. It's just pressed together nicely, and you're going to tighten the corners of your lips, lift your cheeks, flatten your chin, and make a buzzing sound. You can take your mouthpiece up and set it kind of centered on your lips, and you're going to do the same thing. Think M, keep the corners tight, lift the cheeks, flatten the chin, and you make a lovely sound. What I want you to do is have your hand in front of your mouthpiece to feel the air coming out the end, to make sure that you're not holding on to your air. And I felt the air coming out the end. When you don't feel the air, it sounds like this. So if you get that sound, it means you want to let more air out. Okay? So a good workout, a good practice for you with your mouthpiece is just to sit, take a nice deep breath. And then breathe and then repeat. And so that's a great mouthpiece warm-up for any brass instrument. The next mouthpiece is works for saxophone and for clarinet. They both look very similar. This one is a saxophone one, but a clarinet one is shaped almost exactly the same. The mouthpiece size is just slightly smaller and the reed is slightly narrower. And so for a clarinet or saxophone reed mouthpiece, you want to take your bottom lip and flatten the colored part of your lip, flatten over the bottom teeth like that. Good. Don't go too far in. That's not going to be good. You don't want to suck your bottom lip all the way in. You just want the colored part on the bottom. You're going to set, if you look closely, if I hold this up just right, you can see sort of where the reed breaks away from the black, which is right about there. And that's where you want your lip to be set, right there. Then your teeth are actually going to come down on the top of the mouthpiece. It's not going to be your upper lip, it's your teeth directly on it. Some mouthpieces have the little guard thing. You don't have to have one. If it's there, it just helps stabilize your teeth there. Sometimes when you start to blow, it pushes the mouthpiece out, and that can cause the reed, if you look again closely, causes the reed to collapse like that, and so then no air can come in or out. So you want to make sure that that reed is met with the bottom lip right about there, okay? And then your teeth come around, you close the rest of your mouth around it, lifting the cheeks, flattening the chin. A secret that I learned from our student teacher, Lindsay Barras, was to think of the word mew. And so if you say the word mew, it can kind of put your face in that right position and helps you get to that spot. And so you put this on your bottom lip, teeth down around, and you want to have a nice quiet sound. You don't want the big crazy duck loud sound. Try to control that steady stream of air and find that sweet spot right in the middle. And that's going to work for both clarinet and saxophone, okay? Our last mouthpiece is the flute. Flute players. Oftentimes you have the toughest time at the start to play any sound. So don't get frustrated with yourself. Know that you're right there with everyone else trying to make a sound on the flute. Think about playing the flute as blowing across the top of a bottle. So if you've ever sat with a bottle or a plastic soda bottle and blown across the top and made noise, it's this very similar idea. So you have the hole in the mouthpiece, You want it to be facing to your right. So I'm not sure how this video is going to turn out, so I hope it doesn't flip it around, but this is my right. So the end where the hole is will be going out to the right. You can also tell because the part of the mouthpiece is actually a little bit larger on the side that will be closer to your bottom lip. So the hole on the mouthpiece, there's a lot of different ways that you can find your sweet spot in order to play. One way is this. You can center the hole so that it's kind of centered in the center of both of your lips, centered in the center. And so you put it there and then you roll it outwards so that you can feel the edge of the hole in the center of your bottom lip, right about there. And then you roll it out a little bit more and you find the spot that blows across. Okay? At first, if you're not hearing sound, one of the biggest mistakes is the amount of space that's in the mouth. So when you're blowing into a flute, you want to lift here slightly and have a gentle small hole here with a small stream of air that you can direct across the flute. Okay. It's not going to be a buzz like a trumpet, and it's not going to be tucked in like the clarinet or the saxophone. It's all in the control of that hole in the center that will help you at the start to make a sound. Okay, so stand in front of a mirror, look at and see where you are. If it's out here, definitely not going to work, but it's also not going to work if it's facing you. Okay, so find that sweet spot. And try to control that sound with your air flow and your breath support. So standing in front of a mirror is what is going to help you the most to see what's happening here, what you're doing, trial and error, and finding and recognizing what you're doing to make your good sound. Okay? But don't get frustrated. It will happen, I promise.